Now that I think about it, it is a little surprising that Lady Gaga hasn't done a pirate gimmick yet, because I think it's right up her alley. But I don't know Lady Gaga as well as the rest of you guys. It could be. It could not be. It could be.
After Chapel Roan's Roan of Arc, we could see a whole, renaissance of historically inspired pop art. I'd be here for it.
Yeah. No, it'll be cool. She'll, wear a facsimile of a pirate outfit, and everybody be like, that's the new album.
She's done biker. She's done, post-apocalyptic bandit.
Which is kind of like a biker.
No, it was more like glam post-apocalypse for Chromatica.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then Mayhem is witch stuff.
Witchy stuff, which is what we always knew that she was going to come back to. Hey, listener, this is a conversation we're having. Get out of here. I'm kidding. You can go ahead and stick around if you want. I'm Smiter Roscoe.
And viewership has dropped to 0.
There it is. And now it's gone. Congratulations. Good job, listener. I'm kidding. I'm Smiter Roscoe. I'm going to be the GM for another episode of this pirate adventure about the Pernicious Scamp. I'm pumped for today. I've been pumped for about 3 weeks. Back in my day, we used to call that getting stoked. But apparently we don't do that anymore.
That's very inaccurate.
I'm still excited, though, about having all of my players here today, starting with my oldest brother, Jingles Roscoe.
I'm not your oldest brother. I am your older brother. We have 3 brothers older than me.
Yeah, you're still older than me, so I feel like...
It's called 3 Brothers.
3 brothers. It's a tale. It's all the time.
Like 5 guys. I don't care. You're still my brother and I love you, even if you don't reciprocate it. It's okay. You don't have to say I love you back. But what I do love is everybody else on this roster going forward. Hello, Catherine. Are you excited?
Yes. I am actually trying to contain my excitement because otherwise it's going to be off the charts, and I'm just saving it for the game. Saving it for the game.
Excellent. Bino, are you excited for today?
Hello, hi, I'm so happy to be here. I'm very excited.
Let's do this.
I'm very, very excited. I've been very, very excited for a long, long time.
That's great. Let's keep up that energy. Will, how are you doing?
You know what? Since y'all said roster, I'm number 92. I come in as the center, and I believe we're going to have a fun time today. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I think we are going to have a fun time today. And the only character on the roster that looks like he's not having a fun time, played by my good buddy Pieman. How you doing?
My tonsils are going to crawl out of my mouth. That is how jazzed I am.
I can just not hold it back anymore. That's great. That's great. I'm going to, for the sake of the listener, and also a bit for the sake of the players, sort of recap a little bit as to what happened in the last session, because it's been a little while for us, and that's okay. So, last time was Dragontooth Island, where the Pirates Council, not the Pirates Council, a Pirates Council, got together to discuss a new job that's sort of making the rounds as nobody kind of not really anybody wants to take it on, but Captain Kate, out of, I guess, pride? Out of, no, I'm gonna get mine, so this job's mine, and none of you can have it. Greed, I guess, chose to take on this new task, narrowly escaping the Navy's Marines to get back to the Pernicious Scamp, to get back to her crew. Also, a little bit of surprise, being chased by what at first appeared to be a homeless man, but insisting that he is a lieutenant named Silas Ravelow. And now, I'm going to say that the...
Yep. I was going to say that they didn't escape the Navy. I caught them.
Yeah.
Darn
He's
fine
got us
job
right
there,
where he
sir.
wants him.
You caught them so good. You got them so good that they have no idea how well they're playing into your hands right now, Silas, as you're sitting in the brig right now, chained up.
No, they let me out.
No, it's good. They'll do all right. I am going to say that there was a moment where, Captain Kate, you were now beginning to understand the situation and what is going to sort of be demanded of you and your crew with this new assignment. You met with a young lady named Pearl, and what you can only assume is her chaperone by the name of Guff. They want to hire you. They want to hire some sort of crew to take them to some sort of Lost Island location that is not appearing on any maps that you're aware of, or at least off the top of your head. At that time, you sent your right-hand frog to go down into the brig and retrieve the prisoner to see what they may know. Mr. Marsh, you struck not necessarily a deal, but at least a proposition between you and Mr. Rivlow about possibly turning in the other pirate captains as some sort of quid pro quo to use his services. And from your perspective, this guy seems cocky enough to really believe that he could probably capture all the pirate captains all on his own. Using that confidence, I remember Mr. Seabury was with you when that happened, when you propositioned him. So after your gentleman's handshake, so to speak, Mr. Silas, you are now taken from the brig and ascended through the different levels of the Pernicious Scamp. The brig being way down there on the bottom with the rest of the storage. With every single level that you pass up, you try your best to take note of your surroundings. You take a quick little mental diagram of the ship as you pass along. Count 1 deck, 2 decks, 3 decks, before you eventually reach the top deck. And from there, the sun stings your eyes, but you look around and you can see that the ship is just now leaving Dragon Tooth Island as it's starting to grow smaller in the distance. The waves are fair, the sky is clear, and it's just speckled with enough white clouds to be considered pristine sailing weather. You notice that the sails are not unfurled, and the ship itself is just lazily listing in a direction. You can see out around you, far off into the horizon, tiny little mounds of other islands. But you are quickly pushed forward and through this crowded deck of an enormously collective group of pirates and peasants and all sorts of common folk. You can see of many different races. There are a few humans, and they seem to be the predominant ancestry on this deck, but it's clear that they are completely surrounded with many different ancestries from all over Taldor, Galt, all over the Shining Kingdoms, and even a few places far out that you've never seen. I am going to migrate the scene from...
I'm gonna say, looks like a bunch of scumbags to me.
Oh, and another thing about them, Mr. Silas, that catches your eye and kind of, I don't want to say upsets you, but certainly is not looking more positive in their favor, is that with every single one of these people that you're passing by, you notice that the attitude towards work on the deck is very lackadaisical right now. You notice that there's only, out of a team of 4 people that are all supposed to be scrubbing the decks, there's really only one that's doing it, and the rest are sitting around either counting cards, reading a book, and you look up into the rigging, you can see other sailors up there. It looks like one of them is even just lying down on one of the beams, just belly down. It looks like they're just absorbing the sun. So very different from very sternly run naval ships that you're used to.
Lack of discipline.
Couldn't help but notice that. And I'm going to unpause the game as Mr. Ravelow, you are now brought into the captain's cabin. First look, it is a very colorful room. Obviously, low-hanging tapestries along the south wall, and right next to those tapestries, almost completely filling up the south wall, are a series of 4 windows. And sitting in front of those windows, with her desk out in front of her, is Captain Kate, who seems to be mulling over some charts, maybe even making some personal notes. And in this room, right to your left, is what appears to be a man made out of metal. Not so much that he's a perfect one-to-one representation of what a human looks like, because he doesn't appear to have a mouth. His proportions are a bit strange, but he's clearly made out of metal, and in an adorable kind of way, he's got a little bandana up on top. Over on the west side of the wall, as the ship is currently facing north, you can see that there is a bookshelf that also wraps up against the north wall.
That's port side.
Thank you. There we go.
Good job.
Port side!
Port side.
On the port side wall is also a little globe of the world. Over on starboard, there appears to be some sort of opening, but there is a tapestry in the way to serve as a door. You can assume that it is the captain's private quarters. And of course, also on the starboard side is a wardrobe, a little personal table for meals, and a chair. And along the port wall, where the shelf isn't, is a collection of tambourines. Captain Kate, would you like to describe some of the tambourines for us?
I would. So as you look at the wall behind the captain, it's very easy to tell that either she is a bard or comes from musical history. There are lutes and banjos, but predominantly tambourines hung on the wall, and each one is emblazoned with various vexillological symbols or crests. And as you glance them, you see some that you all recognize. The flag of Taldor. You see some that look like maybe other pirate flags, and you just kind of take a glimpse at the collection of instruments there on the wall, as the captain's sitting below them.
Excellent. Thank you, Captain. And over on the starboard side, sitting at the chair at the table, is what appears to be a young woman, actually a teenager, with red hair that fades into platinum blonde. And behind her, a man, from your guess, probably mid-50s, but very physically, I'm going to say, tough looking. He looks like that he has devoted his life to some sort of physical servitude as he closely watches over this young lady. Captain, your prisoner is now before you. Your right-hand frog, so to speak, has now saluted you. He steps to your right-hand side, and to your left is your precious little baby Sugar Plum, the air scamp. Captain, how do you address the prisoner?
I have a question first. So when we had first encountered Mr. Ravelow, he had his uniform turned inside out to, avoid detection. Has he righted himself properly?
I would say no, unless... Highman, do you think that he would have switched it by now?
It'd probably be kind of uncomfortable not to.
All right. He appears to be wearing a completely different jacket now. Now one of a uniform that you regrettably recognize.
I do. The captain's going to lean back in her chair, give him the big eye up and down, and just say, I didn't know we were in the presence of a lieutenant. I have not had the displeasure of being introduced. I am Captain Kate, but you may call me Captain, Sir, or Ma'am. And you are, and she's going to hold out her hand,
Lieutenant Silas Elliot Ravelow, the Royal Navy. And I'm afraid you are not my captain.
Yeah, well, what do Sammy, Walt, and Mr. Marsh do when he says that.
Sammy just sort of just like gives him a look. It's not necessarily a glare, but more of like he's trying to hide snickering. He finds what Lieutenant Ravelow said almost funny. Like, oh, you did not just say that in front of my captain. Oh, you did not.
Stop laughing. It's not funny.
And he just like, he's bouncing from his toes to his heels, just
Be serious.
giving glances every now and again, keeping eyes on the captain. But just particularly when he says that, just like turns his head ever so slightly, maybe makes eye contact, he's unsure, and then just goes back to just biting his little tongue,
Perfect.
keeping from laughing.
Perfect. Walt, do you react at all to that statement?
Walt looks at him and says, I don't like you.
Oh, it moves.
Yes, why wouldn't he?
It moves and talks. I thought it was a mannequin.
No, Walt is not a mannequin by a long shot.
Mr. Marsh?
He doesn't say anything. He just has his hand on his rapier.
Ah.
It's just standing there.
Mhm.
Because he hasn't said anything untrue.
Yeah. Fair.
He is a prisoner. Like, prisoners are going to say rude things.
That's true. Captain?
Captain's gonna smirk and just gonna move on. You're aboard my ship, Lieutenant, and for the time being, I think it would be befitting a man of your status to act with the decorum that I know that the Taldorian Imperial Navy is so fond of instilling. So, let's cut to the chase. You don't like me, I don't like you. But one would assume that you have at least the capacity to follow the chain of command, right? And she's going to be very patronizing with this and kind of put a hand out and be like, you know how to take orders from a senior officer. So, here's what we're going to do. I assume I have something you want, you have something I want. Can we at least promise not to kill each other while we figure it out?
Well, I suppose that's agreeable.
Excellent. So what is it that you want?
Well, your, first mate, I assume, here, was explaining to me, below deck, that, there is a gathering of foul, disgusting pirates, and that, if I were to assist you in locating some sort of lens, for whatever reason, that, I might be given a chance to apprehend the captains of these disgusting, uncommissioned vessels.
Yes, and pray tell, what skill set do you bring that obviously warrants 4 other pirate captains? You must think very highly of yourself if you think that you are worth quite the counsel. What is it you do?
I track, pray to the ends of the earth. There is no man, woman, child, or animal that can escape my eye.
Lovely. At this point, I'm going to turn to Pearl and Guff, and neither of you happen to be rangers in your skill set, do you? I assume you just needed a vessel and that you come prepared for your journey. We don't need to necessarily use Mr. Ravelow, right?
Pearl perks up and she says, no, I don't have a ship.
No, darling. We'll be the ship, but you come equipped to follow this little object, this artifact that we're pursuing, right? That we don't have to associate with Mr. Ravelow here, right? I believe my crew is competent. You can follow your little maps, right?
Oh, I can't read maps. And Guff behind her says, I'm just a caretaker. I can't really read maps either.
Perfect. I have no issue with the map. What I want to know is, Mr. Ravelow, you know what? We got off on the wrong start. Pitch me your services. Tell me what you have in for it, other than the captain business. We'll sort out your reward later. Do you thirst for the adventure on this? Why? Why should I trust you to come aboard and bring my crew through perilous waters, chasing some god's-forsaken artifact? What assurance do I have, Mr. Ravelow, that you're in this to the end?
I know the isles you're headed to.
Convenient.
I know how perilous not only the waters are, but the isles themselves. Have you ever been to that chain?
I'm gonna say that personally, the Scamp has never ventured out that far northwest.
All right.
I didn't think so.
And as far as you and your crew know, you've plundered plenty, but you do know of the general direction that Pearl has sort of laid out. And Pearl actually chimes in and she says, it's not just some artifact, it's Gosray's mercy. I really feel like I should be emphasizing Gosray's mercy. And it sounds like, and she points over at Sammy, sounds like only one of you really knows what that is.
It appears so.
Well, Mr. Seabury, would you like to, paint a picture for us, dear?
And Sammy, fortunately, I sent this to Bino earlier, and now you recall that poem that I sent.
Was it in my DMs?
It is.
I was scrolling in the Foundry chat.
You gotta slide into there.
Gotta slide in.
2 roads diverge in a wood and wait, no.
No.
There once was a man from Nantucket.
That's a poem.
I was about to say there once was a man from Taldor.
Whose wife was a complete
Oh.
mean lady.
Written down, actually. It's strange. And Sammy actually digs around in his bag that he has. Just digs around in it for a moment. It pulls out a very, very worn piece of paper. Like, corners of it are ripped. It's clearly got water damage. One corner's somehow been lit on fire and put out again. But if you look close enough, the writing is still intact. The writing on it being written in ink and has, obviously, since it's been dipped in water, been spread around a bunch. But the basic letters are still visible. This was something that my family had taught me when I was much younger. Out in the squalls and tempest, King Arn made a fevered request. A wind and waves grant my people strength, or legions of nation bear our death. I honor the sea and all its spoils. With Gosray's mercy, I end this toil. And he folds the note back up and just puts it inside his shirt, set it back in the bed.
And as that poem sort of sinks in the room, so to speak, Pearl says, that's it. That's the one. We're looking for that.
So it's a religious artifact, then?
Pearl says, probably.
Well, there's a number of crumbling temples on those islands. Perilous journeys those are, full of ancient traps and home to savage beasts. I suppose you think you can get along without me, though?
I mean, we have quite the considerable track record that would suggest that we've been just fine without any of the influence from the, Navy thus far. Tell me...
Oh, I'm not working on behalf of the Navy right now.
Oh.
This is for me.
For you? Oh, a man of dual ambitions. Tell me then, what is it you think that you're going to end all piracy for your prince and country, or is this just some egotistical drive to take away all of the nefarious pirates on sea?
Nothing of the sort.
Nothing of the
You see, I, fell upon some difficult times,
No.
and,
Sorry, to go on.
Unfortunately, I believe that perhaps some paperwork was misplaced or some sort of clerical error, and my commission may have been suspended. So yes, I'm essentially, I'm trying to impress the Rear Admiral and, get back in his good graces.
I see. Seems we may actually share a bit more in common than you have any idea of, Mr. Ravenel. All right, be that as it may, I have another question. Are you, at all, a God-fearing man?
I'm afraid religion has never been one of my interests, no.
Understood. Now, Mr. Seabury aside, the rest of us, we respect the seafarer's hope here. One cannot simply sail the seas and not respect them. So I wonder then, Would you have any claim? Because I need to know explicitly, Mr. Ravelo, that you have no interest in pursuing our prize. Your prize would be my fellow captains, not Gosray's Hope. So you have no claim to this artifact.
I have no care for whatever mystical mumbo-jumbo this child is looking for, no.
Excellent.
You hear Pearl over to the side say, "It's not mumbo jumbo. That's kind of mean."
The captain's going to continue to kind of just give Silas this look. Can I roll anything to see if I'm getting any sense of deception, to see if I fully believe everything that he's been telling me so far?
I would say, well, you know what? Go ahead and give me a sense motive check.
First roll of the game, everybody.
Yeah, baby.
First roll of the game. Don't be a bad roll. Don't be a bad roll.
That is a total of 26. That's pretty good. You know, you're kind of predisposed to the idea that anybody who represents the Navy, who has any kind of dealing with pirates, is going to lie
Sure.
out of their ass constantly to you. This might be the first time that somebody saying that they represent the Navy or that they're from the Navy in any capacity has been completely forthright with you. And that's the impression that you're getting from him is, yeah, he's leaving out some details, but it's probably because he's a little embarrassed. Overall, though, he doesn't seem to have been lying to you at all.
I'm not embarrassed. It was probably a clerical error.
Since when could you hear the mysterious voice?
What?
What?
Who's there?
Never mind. Who's
I'm going to give a look to Mr. Marsh and just wait for him. All right, cool. And with that unspoken connection over nearly a decade, Captain knows what he's thinking. She's going to take a deep breath and say, well, while you're on board, Mr. Ravelo, I presume that you know how to behave yourself. Attempt any harm to any of my crew, and I will show you why it is they call me the Devil Woman of the High Seas. She's going to lean in over the table, almost kind of like she's crawling towards him, and he can really see the claws and the teeth as she works the shadows in the room to just bring the fierceness that is Captain King. And then she's going to dismiss him. Welcome aboard, Mr. Silas. Welcome aboard.
Lovely.
And Pearl is going to say, I know we chartered as guests of this voyage. Does that mean that he's part of the crew and he has to work?
Yes.
You got a problem?
Hey, man. So, which one of you is going to introduce Mr. Ravelo to the rest of the crew?
Oh, he needs to be introduced to all the other crew members?
Not all, but...
Because to Mr. Marsh, he
Yeah.
only needs to know two things. Where he's sleeping, the brig, and where the captain is when he's needed. That's the only thing Mr. Marsh thinks Mr. Ravelo needs to know.
Yep.
Because to him, Mr. Ravelo is still a captive,
Yeah,
unless told otherwise.
absolutely.
And I personally don't care to know the rest of these miscreants.
Okay, where do you keep hearing that voice from?
All of a sudden, Walt's right arm transforms into a sword. He says, "I don't like you. We are not miscreants."
Oh, I didn't actually say that.
Okay.
We're communing with the voice in our heads.
Yes.
We all have this strange little nagging voice at the back of our head.
He was thinking about these gross little things.
Let me ask then, Captain, you've got a couple options. You could either, because he's still in manacles, you can either have him sort of put to work right now and brainstorm with you and Pearl and himself to determine where the first island is, or you can have one of your party members give him the tour, or what else would you like to have done?
I think, unfortunately, we do need a heading. Right now, we are just in open water, and we do need to know where we're going. Now, the captain has no problem navigating based on the maps that Pearl supplied. It's once we get to where we're going that the captain is going to, regrettably, need the services of Mr. Ravelo. So I think for now, let's have Mr. Seabury and Walt give Silas a little lookabout, a turnabout the ship. And I would like to confer with Mr. Marsh, Pearl, and Gruff and make sure that we are on the same page as far as exactly what we know now that we have the employ of a ranger of sorts.
The greatest tracker
The
you've ever
greatest
seen.
tracker. Ah, yes, I've heard nothing about you.
Have you ever heard of him? I've not heard of him.
That means you haven't heard anything bad about me.
I'm going to go ahead and move Sammy, Walt, and Mr. Ravelo to the top deck. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and leave Captain Kate and Mr. Marsh there.
Whee!
Whee!
We have been sent away. Whoa.
Yep. Welcome to the top deck of the Pernicious Scamp. Little something I was working on.
This is awesome.
And
It's all right.
it's all right. So, Captain, go ahead and give your orders to your fellow PCs.
Walt, Mr. Seabury, please take Mr. Ravelo above deck, give him a turnabout, and see if anything strikes his fancy for what kind of employ he'd like to be in. And at this, she means, go see what you think this scrawny little tracker is capable of doing aboard my ship. Make sure he knows where everything is, don't show him any of the good stuff, and report back to me in 15.
Yes, Captain.
I think as soon as they walk out of the door of my cabin, I'm just gonna turn to Mr. Marsh, just absolutely exasperated, and be like, Solomon, what are we doing?
You know, I can't really say for sure.
Now, of course, in the cabin is still Pearl and Gruff, so the captain's gonna keep it together and just... All right, darling. You're aboard my ship. I've taken you on as a favor of sorts, and,
Thank you, by the way.
Of course, darling. Look, I'll be honest. I think you're lucky you fell in with my crew. I do have a reputation. However, at the end of the day, and this does not get out to Mr. Silas, at the end of the day, you'll find that my crew, there's a reason that the scamp has been afloat for nearly a decade. Okay? And especially because Pearl is younger and female presenting, I think the captain really just wants to be like, listen, we're pirates, but we are not going to hurt you. Although, and this is kind of the moment where she's going to be like, listen, this is a pirate vessel. And I need you to understand that with piracy, there will be bloodshed. We try to give quarter. However, I do not know where you are sending us, what monsters we may face, and it is not the monsters that I'm worried the most about, it is actually the men. I cannot guarantee that any of us will get out alive. That is just sailing on God's Ray's ocean. However, for whatever reason, I have taken you aboard, and I finish what I start. And we're gonna go. I will get you where we've promised. My crew will see it through to the end, and we will do our best. Now, on that note, honesty, despite everything you've heard about lying, scheming, traitorous pirates, honesty is paramount on my ship. And so if there is anything...
It's all true!
that you have forgotten to tell me, now is the time, darling.
Pearl is going to look back at Guff, who is now looking back at Pearl, and she's going to say, okay, that's, full disclosure, since we're doing that, I am from a noble house, so we're very eager to pay you for your services.
Mr. Marsh hears the phrase, I am from a noble house, and he rolls his eyes. And he audibly, so that the captain can hear, goes,
I am from a noble house, and we are more than prepared to pay you for your services, and thank you for your... And she's just waving her hands for a little bit. For services, thank you.
Of course.
And we are going to make sure that you and your entire crew's names are written down for this fantastic discovery. And yes.
Could Mr. Marsh sense motive on that?
Absolutely. So can the captain.
Perfect. Thank you.
something's up.
No.
You can't quite pin down what it is exactly, but they're both clearly hiding some details here from you guys. Whether it's fear of what you may do to her, fear of some sort of very personal news getting out, it's clear to the both of you immediately that she's hiding something, and it's very close to her chest.
Mr. Marsh will look at the captain and give a look to the captain to basically say, do I have permission to get more info out of these people? I may have to be rough with them to do so.
A little.
Little? Mr. Marsh nods, and he will walk around the table to approach Pearl and Guff and just be all like, listen, if you are leading us someplace where there is danger and the captain and this crew could possibly be in danger, we need to know this information. And we need to know everything that you have. Or else, we'll drop you in the sea.
Boy, a little tough, aren't you? Jeez.
Pirates, darling.
Pirates. Yeah, pirate.
Pirate.
She's just a kid.
She's just a kid. I reckon we'll put this under a coerce.
Oh, that was almost a 13
That was
on the die.
almost. You could tell that, especially when you get close to Guff, for some reason, despite your height difference, and you've done this plenty of times with guys way bigger than you, that stare down, that moment of will versus will, he locks eyes with you. It's very subtle, but you can see him gulp. And Pearl kind of leans in between you two and says, no, it's okay. What we know about the island is what we know about the island. The only tricky part is that we're hoping that this isn't the case, but there may be more to this puzzle, so to speak, once we reach that first island. But we won't know until we get there.
Right. Okay. Captain?
Now, darling, you said that our names would go down in infamy on your little roster of discovery. Speaking of names, you've given us first names only, my dear. Are there last names that accompany you?
Hold Fast.
Aye.
I mean, my last name is Hold Fast.
Do I need to make another sense motive
That
on
does
that?
not sound like a last
I'm
name.
gonna go ahead
God.
and let you keep that good roll that you did before and apply it to this. And yeah, it's obvious that she's making that up.
Okay. Mr. Marsh just kind of sighs and looks at the captain and just gives like a head shake.
Ah, yes, the great noble house of Holdfast. That's, where along the Shining Sea is that? Where do you hail from?
The north part, I think. Golly, I sure am tired, and I think, and Guff puts his hand on her shoulder. Yeah, we're both pretty tired. I think, with your permission, Captain, we'll go ahead and retire for the evening, and they are both already starting to go for the door.
Mr. Marsh looks at the captain just to see, is it okay if they leave?
Block the door for a moment.
Oh, but they're so eepy.
No.
He goes over and he locks the door.
With a speed that surprises with your size. Quickly, tap, 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 step over to the door and click, and...
No.
It seems like we're going to be voyaging for a while, Captain. You probably don't need us until the Navy fellow returns.
The captain's gonna stand very dramatically and get just very close to Pearl and Guff and say, listen, I can understand keeping secrets. Your identities are your identities. It is not a problem unless it is a problem. Do you understand? Keep your secrets, but if they become a liability to myself or my crew, I will make sure that no matter how famous your family name is, it ends with you.
She's just a kid.
And then she's going to wave her hand, and Mr. Marsh knows to let them retire for the evening.
He'll go and just flip the lock back.
Pearl is now leaning back into Guff, and they're both clearly intimidated by you. And Pearl says, "Thank you, Captain. Have a good day, Captain." And they both run out. I'm going to say at that time, while that conversation is going on, Sammy, Walt,
Hello.
you've got your
Whoa.
new friend.
A new buddy.
New friend. Awesome. Yay. Wow. New friend. He doesn't like friend.
The trio step out onto the deck, and the energy is still somewhat listless and milling as the three of you step back out onto the deck. At that point, there is a older half-elf gentleman who appears to be about in his 40s, but clearly life at sea sort of hardens some of his features that you would expect to be more elegant for somebody of his ancestry. He steps over to the trio, but before he does, he points at Walt and he says, "Ah, mon Dieu, Walt, come over here, my boy. Come over here. We have much to discuss. It is the Master at Arms, Henri LeBeau." Now, Walt, you and Henri have been getting to know each other for pretty much this whole month that you've been part of the crew. He approaches you and he says, "Walt, my boy, I finally figured it out. I finally figured out how we're going to make you combat ready constantly this time."
How?
Well, I'll tell you. So you remember how? Oh, and he turns to Ravelo. "Hi, how's it going?" Anyway, so you remember how we had that discussion before about how sometimes your armaments don't appear when you feel like you need them, or they're out when you don't need them?
Interesting
Yes.
problem to have.
So, what I figured is this. And he pulls out his pistol and he points it at you.
Are you going to shoot me?
Nothing happens.
We decided to put you down.
Aw.
When you ask him that, he says, "Oh, I thought that was going to work." And then he puts his pistol away. "Sorry, I thought that if your life was under duress or, you just automatically sense danger, it might do something."
No, not the case.
Wait a minute.
Well,
Just a sec.
oh, yeah. Yes?
So, your plan was to make him think you were about to shoot him, and that would spark his combat protocols or whatever it has?
Mr. Seabury, who is this guy?
Oh. This is. Now, when I say this, do not make a scene, okay?
Okay.
This is a lieutenant from the naval office. Here, listen. The captain specifically entrusted him with not harming any of us. The captain gave us her word. And Mr. Ravelo, the lieutenant, has promised to agree to it. And he's like gesturing around, but like he's gesturing just in front of his chest. He talks with his hands a bunch, but he's trying to keep his gestures small. Mr. Lieutenant Ravelo has promised not to harm any of us, and for the time being, I think that
I never said anything. She just threatened me.
Wait.
as I was saying, like this time he's genuinely glared at the lieutenant and slowly turns back. What I'm thinking is we find a place for him to help do some work just to keep him busy. That's my plan, at least, but... And, like, he turns to Walt.
I was trying to help. I had an idea to help your issue here.
What would that be?
Walt grabbed him just kind of one-handedly there, grabs the lieutenant kind of by the scruff of his jacket, and he just picks him up to eye level. He says, "I still don't like you," and then puts him down.
Yes, I understand. I get it.
Wait a second. You said he's a lieutenant?
Don't worry about that right now.
Oh, hey, everyone! And he yells out.
No. Like, Like, Sammy has taken his ears into his paws and is covering his eyes with them. He literally said. So he's just burying his eyes in his ears right now.
You know, this is your doing. You know that, right?
What are you doing?
Hey, that guy that tried to fight the captain earlier, you know that one that we all beat up? And then you could hear a voice way up in the rigging. Oh, yeah, that guy? Yeah, he's apparently a lieutenant. From the Navy?
Oh, no.
Yeah, from the Navy. And then you could kind of hear voices around you three all kind of going, oh, they're all now kind of pointing and laughing at Silas.
I'm so
It's funny,
sorry.
isn't it? It's funny, yeah. It's
I'm
so
sorry.
funny.
I'm so
Henri
sorry.
says, that's great. That's really good. Hey, you should go down and tell the cook about that. He loves that kind of stuff.
Oh, no, please do not tell the cook that. Please do not tell the...
No, you should.
Goodness, we're never going to hear the end of this, aren't we? I feel like we should discuss with the captain about telling anyone anything before anything, especially when it comes to the cook.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, sure, because, we don't want to upset the lieutenant.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to upset me, right? No.
Hey,
No, of
hey,
course not.
Lieutenant. Hey, Lieutenant.
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
Did the captain, you swear you're fielding to the captain?
I wish.
And then you can hear a couple of voices go, hey, Lieutenant, where's your ship? And a couple of guys start laughing.
Yeah, it's funny. It's real friggin' funny.
And then Henri slaps you on the shoulder. Sammy says, all right, I'm going to go check the cannons. You go talk to Tem, okay? The cook, all right? Oh, man, what a good time.
Oh,
And he walks away and
Tem.
he starts checking the cannons, still clearly giggling to himself.
Well, let's go then. Let's go tell the cook. Let's go tell the guy way up there sleeping on that beam. Hell, why don't we go tell the albatross sitting there on the jib?
It's not my fault.
All right. So now you've seen the top deck. I'm going to go ahead and migrate you guys.
Are you ready to see every part of the ship? Here we go.
Welcome to the Pernicious Scamp.
Are you ready?
Moving on to the next deck, Silas, you see that in combination with the top guns, you can see that it's a total of 19 guns total that this ship has.
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad.
And then, before you even enter the next deck, you can already sort of smell spices and meats being cooked.
Meat being cooked and spices on a ship. Wow.
Yes, sir. You're starting to get the impression that there is this warmth, that there is this quality of life that you're sort of not used to seeing with other ships and other crews. Albeit, you don't exactly have the most experience with the variety of ships that you could be having.
I mean, it still kind of seems like a lack of discipline to me, but,
And I'm going to go ahead and go back to the captain's cabin. Captain, Mr. Marsh, what are you two doing?
It's just the three of us, including Sugar
Oh,
Plum,
yeah,
right?
of course, with
Yes.
Sugar Plum. Sugar Plum just sort of squeezed into itself, taking a wee nap.
Well, Captain,
Mm.
what is your take on this?
I do have to say, Solomon, this was so much easier when we just a raid here, a little scrape there. You know I don't like taking on passengers. It's enough to care for the 27 souls we already have on board. I don't want to play babysitter.
Hey, neither do I, for sure.
Oh, not feeling particularly paternal, are we, Mr. Marsh?
I already have to deal with Mr. Seabury and that confounded contraption, Walt.
We'll get him all figured out. He's a fun puzzle, Solomon. You know I love a project, and Mr. Walt, he could be of great use to us. I think there's more than is apparent in that big metal shell of his.
It feels like there is a, equal chance that he'll be a help and a hindrance to us.
Well, then he'll fit in here perfectly, won't he, darling?
He does kind of laugh at that and says, "Aye, Captain."
But speaking of hindrances, obviously I think he's more a threat to himself than to all of us. But what do we think of our dear lieutenant there?
Well, he seems disciplined and can follow orders, but obviously I don't trust him.
No.
If he gives me a reason, I'll gut him.
It is reassuring to know that, we won't bring down the entire wrath of the Taldan Navy if we were to dispose of him. I've got enough going on already that I don't need to make more of an enemy with Taldor. That said, I wish we didn't need him.
Mr. Marsh says, "More than an enemy than that," and he points at the tambourine with the scamp holding the crown upside down.
That's just a bit of fun. Look, every legend starts somewhere, and, come on. After the stunt that we pulled, they needed to remember us. Not that they could ever forget. But it seems our dear Silas doesn't know exactly who we are, which is interesting. Seems he might be more of a freshly minted penny, that, or he's been washed up and on the wrong side of things for so long that he's forgot his history, shall I say. But it'd be interesting to see if anything jogs his memory, or if we just get through this and carry on and drop him at the nearest port, and he never knows what crew he's really dealing with.
I agree. However, Captain, it's the other guests on the ship that I have more concerns about. At least the lieutenant seems honest in his disdain. It's the other two that I am concerned with.
Yes, our mysterious nobles.
Ugh.
The captain sticks her tongue out. Now, I don't really give a flying albatross what house they hail from, and I don't really care for their historical ledger of discovery. Listen, we have enough legends, and we know that history is not going to be kind to us. I dare say that holds little to no appeal. What I do wonder about is if they truly have the resources that they do. Private expedition ship. Why fall in with our lot?
Indeed. It seems that it's possible that what they're looking for is something they don't want others to find. It's probably quite valuable.
Probably. I mean, why else do we search for treasure if not in the value and the treasure of it all, really? But Solomon, do you think we're making a mistake? We've done far stupider and far more dangerous things, but this is an unknown. This isn't combat. This is different.
Indeed. It seems dangerous, but I'll be here. I'll make sure that nothing happens to the ship, to you, and he points to Sugarplum, or the scamp.
Oh, thank you, Solomon. Where would I be without you?
Probably hanging. As he laughs.
You flatter me so.
As the two of you enjoy the mirth of that moment and the camaraderie of close friendship, down in the belly of the scamp itself, the trio have now stepped down into the residency and the galley level. Sammy, directly towards the bow is a little door to a personal room that you share with Mr. Marsh, as partially your guys' conjoined bedroom and also sometimes your examination room for other members of the crew that weren't paying attention and broke a toe or dislocated a finger or accidentally cut themselves. So far, those have thankfully been the only injuries that you've had to deal with when being a part of this crew. So it's sort of a warm space for you. But towards the stern, there is steam and there is light.
Small good.
You can hear plates moving about and you can hear, it sounds like somebody's humming in a deep, resonant voice to themselves. It sounds like the cook is in.
Want to ask, before we go anywhere near, do you know how to cook?
Me?
He's asking this to the lieutenant.
I know a few recipes, yes.
Okay, good. He is... Our chef's a very communal person. He loves cooking alongside other people, and I'm very certain as soon as I introduce you, he will ask for your assistance. Just be polite.
Sure.
Sammy brushes the fur down from his ears, just since they were ruffled from when he was covering his face, and slowly walks towards the kitchen. Hello, Tam Tam, and just like hangs about the doorway.
As you do, this wide and muscular figure of about 6'6",
Holy cannoli.
6'8" in some lighting, about as tall as Walt, if not eclipsing him by about an inch or two, comes around the corner with his hair down, but clearly has a bandana placed on front to sort of push all the hair back, and it is these long, beautiful, black, wavy locks going down his wide shoulders as he steps around the corner, and he says, "Is that you, Sammy? Is that you, bro? Come around here, Sammy."
Hello!
Comes around, and it's Temtem. He's wearing his apron, and his sleeves are rolled up where you can see a number of his tattoos marking his tribe and commitments he's made to the Scamp and to its crew. And as he comes around, he says, "Well, there you are, bro. Come on over here." And he wraps his big arms around you.
Sammy fully embraces this, by the way. Like, literally no resistance also joins in. It's very, very just a joy to see.
Oh, yeah. No, he's actually kind of like hopping a little bit to the side. He's all like, "How you doing tonight, bro?"
I'm good. Oh, today's been a big day. We got a good meal going?
And like Sammy like hops down, rubs his little paws together, and turns around for just a moment, and with his other hand at his waist, he sort of like gestures very, very like briefly to the lieutenant and to Walton, like, "Yeah, you can come over, it's fine. Just come over, it's okay. He's not gonna like kill you, it's fine."
Walt, you're approaching, and Temtem sees you, and he says, "Oh, hey, Walt, how you doing, bro?"
He puts a hand up to do a high five.
And he slams it.
Full force.
Pow! It goes.
Hello, bro.
It's good to see you. We're still gonna try to figure out this whole thing about you not being able to eat. I'm gonna cure that one of these days. Oh, who's your little friend here?
Oh, I don't know if you heard any commotion that was just happening upstairs, but it's just something that I was originally going to keep
You
relatively quiet.
Still
since,
can.
You know, news spreads faster on this ship, and I didn't think it would
Nothing's
be
stopping
that
you.
fast.
Like he turns around, like just jumps up and very like just baps the lieutenant on the mouth.
Silence!
And he steps aside.
This is Lieutenant Ravelow of the Royal Navy. We're not sure how the captain bagged this one, but he's here now.
And like grits his teeth as he senses this.
Has sworn to the captain not to hurt anyone.
I never said that. She just threatened me.
The captain had
Well, no. In any situation, bro, I am happy to see new faces. It gives me a chance to try new recipes. Hey! And he walks over to you and he puts these giant mitts on your shoulders. He's like, "Hey, sorry about the whole manacles thing, but welcome to the crew if you're going to be helping out." And boy, and he starts to lean down towards you. "I would sure hate if anything happened to my family."
Right. Family. Okay. So what's on the fire today, huh?
Well, I'll hope you end up having a huge appetite. I love cooking for big groups of people. Actually,
appetite.
3 of you, come on over here. I've got a new dish I'm going to be trying out tonight.
New dish.
Sammy like claps his little paws together. You can see his tail like bapping against his legs. He loves the cooked food. And jauntily walks over exactly where he's being directed to.
Yep, he directs you guys over to a table over on the port side of the room. And on that table, you can see there's just simple platings, but on one of them appears to be a saucepan turned upside down, as though to provide some sort of cover for something that he made. And he says,
Ooh.
"This is going to be a brand new treat. I'll think that the rest of the crew is going to love it. I call it Sweet Dandies." And he takes off the pan, and you can see it's a collection of sliced fruit. Looks like mangoes, looks like melons, and they're all sort of built into this adorable flower shape. And you can see sprinkled all across the top of it is some sort of red-colored spice. He says, "Who wants to go first?"
Sammy immediately shoots his tiny little paw in the air, and you can see him basically bouncing in place.
He said, I knew it, bro. All right, one moment. He turns around and he grabs a container that looks tiny in his hands, and it's filled with toothpicks. And he says, "You have to enjoy them with toothpicks."
Oh, okay.
And Sammy, with two tiny little paw fingers, just picks one of the toothpicks up. It's one of the ones that has melon on the end of it, and graciously just lifts up his fluff around his butt and just puts it in his mouth.
He offers them to the lieutenant as well.
Is this fresh fruit?
Oh yeah, fresh as heck.
We bought it while we were at port today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Cook never uses
Interesting.
anything bad. As soon as it's got a speck of mold on it, it's overboard for the fish.
What do you think, Lieutenant?
well, I do like a good mango.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Sammy's getting excited.
And then he turns to Walt. What do you think, bro? Want to try it today? See if anything digests?
I don't have taste buds.
Is there even a slot to put it in?
When you say I don't have taste bud, no, there isn't a slot to put it in.
Okay.
But Temtem seems sort of too optimistic to recognize that. And when you tell him I don't have taste buds, he puts his hand on his shoulder and he's like, "I'm so sorry, bro." He's not apologizing for not recognizing that you have physical restrictions. It's that he seems genuinely heartbroken for you that you can't taste.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and he's got his hand on your shoulder while he's like, "I'm so sorry, bro."
It's fine.
Would you like, and he looks around, some cheese or something?
No.
We'll figure something out.
All right, then. And at that time, while he's talking to Walt, Lieutenant, you and Sammy take your toothpicks and take off a little piece of the flour. And when you both bite into it, it is this fascinating little roller coaster of sweet, fruity flavors that end up becoming very citrusy and then actually kind of taper off in this really, really soft spice that's still a little hot, but it's not a quick spike in the heat. It's just a very nice warmth that you could sort of feel radiating through it. And when you both are sort of chewing, there's a moment where the two of you are sort of looking at each other, and then both of you can't help but notice that Tem is right behind you guys going, with his hands clasped together, and his eyes are really wide.
What is that?
Oh yeah, this is
Oh,
delicious.
The spice or the fruit?
Well, I know what a mango is. What did you put on it?
Oh, so what I did is that it's actually a combination of two different spices that we got on the far side of the Shining Kingdoms. Closer to Gaul, if you've ever been there.
Yeah.
Oh, you're from Gaul.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, bro, I couldn't tell. Your accent seems so Taldan.
Well, I studied at the academy there.
Oh, wow, you are a proper naval officer.
I would be soon, yes.
Hey, and he puts his hand on your shoulder. He says, "Chin up, Lieutenant. I'm sure you'll make captain one day."
That'd be great.
That'd be so cool.
I'd like that, actually. My own ship.
Oh,
Ah.
Walt, Sammy, if you guys are giving him the tour, when you head on down to the next level and you start showing him our storage, if you could, I need another melon. And if we can help it, we want a green melon. Now, I sent Renzi down there, but I'm starting to worry that he just ate the melon and then forgot. So if you could just check up on that for me.
Of course. I would love to.
All right, great, bro.
How much fruit do you store on this boat?
As much as we can.
We make very, very good use of the storage. Very good use.
Mm-hmm. Our quartermaster, Merriwillow, Miss Hardborough. She's excellent at keeping track of when we need to stock up, how long the fruit's gonna last, and any other supplies that we need to be able to hold on to for long voyages.
And your spice supplies, do you keep a lot other than salt?
Well, I insist on having a personal collection. Would you like to see it? My personal collection?
Perhaps later.
I'll show you. No, it's all right. I'll show you. And he turns around to one of the shelves, and he opens it up, and it is actually a tall cabinet, about as tall as him, and you could just see rows and rows and rows of small personal spice bottles.
Well, that's...
Amy's just got
What do
this big smile on his face watching Lieutenant Ravelow have to endure Tam-Tam's just rambling about his cooking. You can tell that Sammy genuinely just enjoys Tam-Tam, but is also just sort of just like enjoying the fact that the lieutenant's time is being wasted.
That's rather decadently equipped spice cabinet for a sailing ship.
You like it?
I don't hate it.
Look, I've got it alphabetized, but that's amateur. We're professionals around here. I've got it alphabetized by series.
You really put a lot of effort into this, don't you?
Well, I mean, who else is gonna? Anyway, you've gotten a tour.
He'll turn to Sammy and say, "You weren't kidding about him."
I know. Tam-Tam's amazing.
He has logged over 486 spices in the journey on this boat.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say that, yeah, he snaps his finger and he's all like, exactly. See? I told you Walt was good for something.
486. I didn't know there were that many.
I didn't either. Anyway, look, you've got a tour to get on with. I'll see you all later around dinner time, and we'll all have mess, and it'll be fantastic, and we'll try the new flour. Go. Have yourself a good day.
Right. Yes, let's continue.
Oh, wait. And he walks over, gives Sammy a hug, walks over, gives Walt a hug, and he walks over to you, and he stops. Eh?
Take the hug if I will.
Let's see if I can get my hands.
Don't worry about it, bro. And he, just wraps these giant arms around you. He gives you a squeeze. He's like, all right. Hey, good luck. Hopefully you'll find a good position that you enjoy out there on the deck. And he, boom, slaps you hard on the back.
I think one of my tonsils came out.
He'll be fine. It's fine.
Put it on salt.
It's like, now go. And while you guys are stepping on, I'm going to move you guys to the next deck.
Oh boy, we're in storage.
Yes, you are. When you guys step into the storage room, you could see that there are many crates and barrels tied down to either the walls or down to the floor itself. And there appears to be a lone figure sitting on one of the barrels, and he appears to be chewing on something. As you get closer, you can see that this is, in fact, a rat folk. He's sitting on one of the barrels, and he appears to have a mango in his hand that he's already begun peeling, and he's taking bites out of it. And when he sees Sammy and Walt, he says, hello, Mr. Seabury. Hello, Walt.
Pleasure to see you. Hope you're well.
Uh-oh.
This is Renzi Day Snatcher.
Day Snatcher?
Did you were sent down here by Tam Tam, correct?
Oh,
Did you happen to get that melon?
oh, that's what I was here for.
Yes, green melon. Have you happened to find it?
Oh, no.
What do you mean, oh no?
He's looking around, and it's at this point you notice that there are the shells of a green melon at his feet. Oh, no.
Oh no.
No, wait. There may be more. And he gets
Please
off of the
don't
barrel.
let this be our
And
last
he's looking
melon.
around. No. I can find it.
I entrust you to find one. Here, let me help.
And Sammy, also, skedaddles on, checking boxes and crates and such, also looking for this melon. Actively helping.
I'm going to say whoever wants to, feel free to give me a track check for anybody that wants to give that a try.
I'm the best in my party at this. Probably because I'm a dog. Here, public roll. Ooh. Total of 29.
I'm going to say that, Sammy, you're looking around and you could see that there is, in fact, a crate labeled melons, and it is over on the port side wall. Unfortunately, it looks like it's buried with some other crates and barrels. It's going to take a lot of heavy lifting just to be able to get to it.
Oh goodness.
If Sammy turns over his shoulder and calls for Walt,
Hey, can you come over here and help me with this? The melons look to be underneath this other set of crates and barrels and such. Can you help me with the lifting? Or maybe just do most of it?
I can lift.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
and Sammy sidesteps out of the way to let Walt take care of it.
Walt, why don't you go ahead and give me an athletics check?
Athletics check acquired.
Nice. Oh, okay.
Big bonus.
You start taking apart this pile of barrels and crates, and you may find yourself at some points lifting a bit too much and too many crates, and so it's not like you're going to fall over, but you could sense that the stack that you're trying to collect all of these on is getting a little uneven. You are on a ship, and your body has to adjust with the waves accordingly. And unfortunately, there's a couple of barrels that slide off and slam onto the floor. And
Oh, goodness.
fortunately, none of them have busted open. But I'm going to say from...
No blue barrels falling on your back?
Snapping your spine in half, paralyzing you for a while until they fix it later. Worf
Not our
deserved
chief
that.
security officer. Thankfully, you're able to get to the barrel, and with the help of Renzi, you guys are able to open it up, find more melons, and it's pretty clear that he's somewhat scatterbrained as he grabs the melons as soon as the box is open and just runs out the door.
Hey, we need those for Tam Tam.
He's already gone.
He's going to eat those too, isn't he?
Yes, I see.
Sammy, adjusts his hat, pulls up his britches a little bit, and he's gonna run after him. He's gonna, full force run after him.
Ah.
He's making sure that he actually brings those to Tam Tam, and he doesn't just, eat them again. He's going straight for Renzi.
Yeah. You give a quick chase, and sure enough, it looks like that as you got up to the next deck above you, he's already shooting up to the very next one after that. But you catch out of the corner of your eye, there was a melon placed on Temtem's table in his galley. So thankfully there was that placed up. But it looks like Renzi might have panicked and thought that he needed to take it somewhere else. And that would bring all three of you back up to the top deck, which I am going to move you guys to. And I will say at that time, the captain and the first mate, if you guys have finished your conversation and would like to go and step up onto the top deck, you may. And I'm going to say we'll go ahead and take a break there and pick it back up afterwards.
Awesome.
Roy T. Dane.
Great.
Very
I
good.
thoroughly enjoyed this.
Lots of scene setting. There are still lots more crew members to meet on your own time. I want to say thank you to the listener for listening so far. And I look forward to seeing what more adventure we're going to be having here in a bit.